You are listening to Maneza F8.
Oh man, what it is, man. What's up?
What is up with you, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to ADQ's Renaissance, brother.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I'm very happy to come back, man. It's been a minute, yo. It's been a minute, brother.
It has almost been a year, yo. I was fatter and my hair was shorter. It was
Yeah, I
like,
can see that, man. I see.
yeah, last
I'm
time
still the same, though. I still,
you say you look the same. You got in kinglier, brother. Your
yeah, I
melanin is,
look the same, man. Look at me.
man, shoot. Man, shoot. I'm trying to get the way you
Yeah,
got.
man. You see, I'm working from home, so I don't move.
You say you work from home?
I
I'm
don't
definitely
move
trying
around a
to.
lot, man. I'm working from home, so you can see, man, what I'm saying.
Well, shoot,
Yeah, so I
man.
don't move around.
Well, you move around enough. Look like you move around more than that too. But yo, it is great to have you, man. I'm glad to have you. I know we can get into some great game. Yo, I remember I listened to an episode of your podcast, the FKU Africa podcast, where you were talking about how different religions as they compare to African spirituality, right? And then
Yeah.
I go back to our episode that we did last year, and I held up my Bible, and you compare you compare that powerful book to Harry Potter. So I digress. I
Yo,
digress.
man, I didn't mean to. Uh, really sorry, man. I didn't mean to offend you. I hope you're
Well,
good.
I was not offended at all. I was not offended at all. Nah, nah,
I
nah, not
know,
at
I
all.
know, man.
But you,
I know.
but you have brought up a great point in your episodes of you said Africans, we as African people should return to African spirituality. Now, if I was to step into Africa right now, I am quite sure that
Mm,
there will be a great multitude of churches and mosques. For a lot of us, our worship are participating in the Abrahamic faith, be predominantly Christianity and Islam. Go to Jamaica, we're participating in Rastafari, but you are thinking African spirituality. Please, for us who who don't know the deep tenements of African spirituality, please explain it, brother.
Yo, my man, African spirituality, if you take it back, man, African spirituality is the way of life, actually. It's not a religion. It's us as Africans. It's how we get down as Africans, man. So let me take it back. Before all these missionaries come to brainwash our brain as Africans with that beautiful book with the black beautiful book with the lips with your red lips. So before that time, Africans were people that were learned in terms of their understanding their environment, understanding their body, understanding the animals, understanding the plants. So that is a way of life. In plants, that's where we get to live. That's where we get wisdom as Africans. So spirituality comes in a way of connecting with the nature, connecting with the animals. So we refer to certain animals as our ancestors. Our connection to ancestors. We refer to certain plants as medicine. As you know, there's a lot of medicine that comes out of plants. Almost all medicine comes out of plants, but we take the raw plants. We don't take the processed plants from the pharmaceutical. We take the raw ones. We just go down the road and just fetch a medicine for headache. You just go this other way around. On your left, you fetch a medicine for your cancer. You fetch a medicine for to remove blood clots in your body. So this is how we lived as Africans, man. It's not a matter of now we get to get back and they try to realize it. Now it's something that we know we grow up with. It's something that we should try now to embrace it. We know it, but we're not embracing it as Africans. We're just trying by all means to step away from spirituality. But it is a way of life of us as Africans.
Right. So an example, if I was to look at a lion and find some type of relativity to a lion, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How, you know, the lion, king of the jungle, the beast, when his wife is in heat, he'll bite him in the nuts. But lion, ruler, king, and all that good stuff. The way a lot of people who are Rasta relate to them, would you say that there's some type of tenement of African spirituality?
When it comes to it differs with your let's say with your tribes and your clans and your nations as Africans. You see, some certain African tribes believes that they get their power from the lions. Some they believe that they get their power from the river. We're talking your seals, your crocodiles. Some they believe they take their power from the sea. You see, so things are happening like in the olden days. People used to go to the mountain and go and talk to the lords of the wind. We say abantu uqamata wakwele mimoya. This is the Lord of the Sea as Africans. You see, that's a direct translation, the Lord of the winds. So uqamata wakwele mimoya, we used to go to the mountain in the olden days when there's totally no rain. Our cattle, our sheep, our goats are dying. We cannot harvest because the mills and stuff is not growing because there is no rain. So when we go to the mountain, we wouldn't even come back and reach down without the rain coming in. By the time we finish praying to the Lord, to the lords of the wind, the rain would be coming down on us. We wouldn't even get home. The rain would be coming down, and it would be raining for days. And when we go there, the sun is up. I'm not talking to you a fiction. I'm talking to something that I used to see with my own eyes when I was growing up. But now people are modernized. Those things are not even happening anymore now. People are not even going to the mountains. You see, that was the process that we used to take as our own spirituality. You need to cleanse yourself because for a week before you go there. You need to stay away from women, stay away from eating meat, stay away from certain things, stay away from visiting people. Just cleanse yourself and stay in a peaceful place. Don't get angry. It's like when you're taking your yoga and stuff to free your mind from anything that is happening outside you. We used to do those kind of things, and when you go there, we are all one. Everyone is free. Everyone is being cleansed. You see, no bad energies that are in between us. That's why we connect to the Lord, and then the rain will follow us when we're going back home, and it will be raining for a while, and then those things were happening through the spirituality.
I will admit, when one bases all their peace off of religion, a religious system. I'm not going to speak to Islam because I'm not as learned about Islam as I would like to be. I can only speak about Christianity.
Yeah.
I'm only speaking as a Christian, and I'm not going to disparage Christianity. I'm just give my experience, right? I feel like what you're offering that traditional construct of which we those who came before us did. I feel like that kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Defame takes away from the necessity for the idea that we're all sinners in need of grace. Because if I was a sinner in need of grace, yes, I need grace, but I need to do something to take that sin nature away from me. So if I am like at one with nature, as you are talking about, perhaps I can get down to the spiritual side of things and make a few changes to where I'm not no longer going, hey, I'm a sinner in need of grace. Yo, God and gave me grace. God is working on my nature because I've been spending some time with God. Out, no cell phones, no laptops, no books, just me, God, nature doing the thing, right? Am I making sense? Let me know when I'm not making sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're making sense, man. I can hear you.
Okay, good.
I hear you.
You gave me that pregnant pause. I was like, this guy, I was like, but yo, tell me this.
Now I'm listening, man. I'm listening.
But yo, educate me on this. The deities. I am aware. I'm familiar with a few deities and spiritual systems like Ifa, Ogun, African deity by the name of Obatalu. What do these deities point toward? I feel like they don't point to, you know, the all holy creator God, Yahweh, Jehovah, whatever you would, Allah, whatever you would call him, but they point to a certain energy that our ancestors would channel when they were deep in meditation. What do you say to that?
Exactly. You see, all these deities, man, all these deities, your Ogun, or all of those, and Kamata is part of those as well. So all of those they channel whatever the connection to them. It's all about energy. It's all about the universe. You connect to them through universe, through whatever it's surrounding you. You see, in the olden days, people were not used to live among the walls and stuff. People were living in the bushes. So they would make their homestays with your plants and stuff, and create the surroundings with the plants and blocking. So the plants would be breathing those kind of fresh and free oxygen. In that way, it's easy now to communicate with your kamata, with your ogun, through the spirit of the plants, through the spirit of the oxygen that is coming from the sky, that is pure to you, no pollution and stuff. So these things are those connections are explained now with the science and your biology, that when you live in an environment where there's no pollution, there's no industrial areas and stuff, it's easy for you to connect with your conscious mind. They say that our oguns, our kamata is the conscious mind. So the conscious mind, it's easy now to connect to it when you are in a peaceful place, when you are surrounded only by plants, with no pollution, with no loud music to disturb your brain. It's easy to think, it's easy to manifest whatever you were thinking about when you are connected to those environments.
Okay. So tell me this. Why would you So, having said all of that, why would you say that? Apologize for the sirens. It is noisy here in East Greensboro. Why would you say? Why would you have the idea that? I mean, okay, let me say this again. Why would one say that all Africans need to put away the Quran, put away the Bible, and reconnect to African spirituality?
I would say I'm not mad at anyone that is holding a Quran, is holding a Bible or whatsoever. People need to believe what they want to believe in. People need some sort of a guidance. People need some sort of a faith, something to rely on, something to keep them sane, and this, especially in these hard times. But I would say that. Getting back to the African spirituality, this is where you're going to be more powerful as an African. This is where you will think clear of the West. You will think clear of the Western influence, and start to realizing how important as Africans, how important you as an African, how powerful you are with your spirituality, what more you can do to make sure that you prosper in life without working so hard as you would if you cling to your spirit your religion, because there's a lot of money that people spend in the religion. There's a lot of money there's a lot of manipulations that goes into religions. There's a lot of psychological runes that goes into religion. So when you go into spirituality, it's something that you practice on your own, something that you live by. You don't need to pay anyone to practice spirituality. You can have someone that will guide you. You don't need to pay those people. Those people are very happy to assist. They are very happy to help you and direct you in a spiritual way. So it's very freeing, and it's very financial freeing if you come back to spirituality, and also your mind gets to be changed, and also your heart and your connection to yourself and to people around you, it gets the whole perspective gets changed totally.
I will say, when I am having a depressed moment, that's something that I've battled my entire life, depression. I will say, though the words from, though the words from scripture, offer me some encouragement and stuff, it's that spirit, that spiritual communication that I have with God that, brings me to a lighter, to a more lighter state of mind. You know what I'm saying? And it's like anybody
Yeah.
who anybody who was like more spiritually in tune would know that, I'm gonna be honest. People fellow Christians tell me when I'm having a depressed moment, read your scripture. But I'm like, yo, when I'm like really, really down in the dumps, it's just words on a piece of paper to me.
Obvious, yes, it's obvious. There's no connection. There's no real connection when you are down.
I mean, like,
You
what you gonna
see?
do? What you gonna do? Quote First Timothy for me before I blow my brains out? No, man. Got
Nah,
meditate.
man. Yeah. So when you meditate, when you get to be directed in a spiritual way, you connect your inner self. You get to think about the important things in your life. You get to meditate about the important things that can change the perspective of what you are trying to do, of what is pulling you down. You get to see that you can be even if you have those kind of problems, they are not they are not bigger than you are. You are bigger than any problem that comes your way, even if you cannot solve it right now, but you will find a way. Well, this is how we live by as spiritual people, that no matter how big is the problem, no matter how big is the obstacle, but you will find a way. I've so- I've been tested in those way. I've been I've been tested really hard in those kind of situations where you find yourself in a situation where you find it impossible to get out on. But since you have that belief that you will find your way, and you always find a way.
Yeah, I think all of us. I think all of us who have kingly and godly assignments on our lives
Are you around, man?
to be tested in some way, shape, or form. Another thing that another thing about Christianity, again, the Abrahamic religion I'm going to speak for is Christianity because I'm a Christian. I've been one my entire life. But as I learn more about spirituality, another concept that greatly that I find myself at great conflict with is is the existence, is the existence of hell. I don't necessarily. I am having trouble believing in the existence of hell. The reason why is because here's why. When we die, you know what I'm saying? When we die, our earthly bodies decay or is cremated. Okay, so our time in these earthly bodies are done, unless reincarnation is an actual thing, and is on to the next life. But me, I believe in the eternal life. So hell, as the Bible describes it, is filled with weeping and gnashing of the teeth and lots of fire. But I'm like, yo, if I'm back to being a spiritual being, I ain't gonna feel none of that fire. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If anything, all of my limits and anger all my limits and weeping and gnashing of teeth is done right here on earth. Right?
Obviously. So for an example, my man, that the Bible and Christianity was what was introduced to us as Africans by the Romans, mostly by Italians from Rome. When it was introduced to us, with those missionaries, even from England, there were a lot of missionaries who understood the word and then go and spread it around the world. It was their job to do that. So now think about this in a logical way, in a constructive way. You think that if God was waiting for us in heaven with where we're gonna live, everything is diamond, everything it's beautiful, made of gold. Do you think that those white people, those are missionaries, those are Roman empires and English deities, were going to let us in on that secret? If everything was gonna be nice and smooth in heaven, they sold us the dream of heaven while they are living heaven on earth, and then they are letting us live by faith of going to heaven one day and enjoy what they are enjoying now on earth.
Yeah, and I've heard say to that, and I say that I ain't trying to live my heaven. I'm not trying to wait till I die to live my heaven. I'm trying to live my heaven right now. You know what I'm saying? Because when I die, I'm dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, in the I don't know which church is this. I think it's the watchtowers, where the seat for heaven is only reserved for 144,000 people. Have you read about that?
I haven't. I'm pretty sure 144,000 people are up there by now.
So by this time, I'm sure there's no place for me if that was the case, unless there's no place for me in any way, in any kind of theory I can come with, because there are more pure people that have died before me, more pure than me.
Well, seeing as how I imagine that you follow do you follow a vegetarian diet?
Yeah, it's I very much. That's how I live by, man.
Well. Seeing as how you follow a vegetarian, lack of processed foods diet, I would say that you're probably more pure. You know what I'm saying? Also, let's be honest. I mean, you look up the Crusades and Christianity and Islam. You know, with all due respect and love to my Islamic brothers and sisters, Christianity and Islam is responsible for a buttload of slaughter. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's probably why. That's probably why in Islamic countries, if you say that you're a Christian, you would be killed or tortured because of the generations of wars that have occurred between both religions. And I'm like, wait a minute now, hold up. Both religions are Abrahamic faiths. I mean, with Christianity, you have Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? That's Judaism.
Yes.
As it starts going into Christianity.
Mm.
But with Islam, you got Abraham and his abandoned son Ishmael. Like you have the wall of Zamzam where Hagar was saying Zam Zam to all the water that was coming. My point is these two religions that are basically brother religions have been going head to head and stuff. Yeah, y'all spiritual folk just been looking at them like, man, y'all so crazy. So I can see.
Yeah, man. You see, when it comes to religion, there's a lot that goes into religion, man. There's a lot of stress that goes into it. Now, if you are a Muslim and you are in a certain European countries and there also in America, people will look at you in a certain way. You will always be in the eyes of the authority. You will always be in the eyes of your CIA, your Interpol, or whatever, if you're a Muslim brother, because of the actions that are done by not so pure Muslims. So there's a lot that goes into this kind of faith. They are tarnished now. The image of all the both faiths are tarnished. If you come to Africa, you will see a lot of crazy stuff that are happening with Christianity as well. A lot of fake pastors that will give people a lot of poisonous things to eat and say that these things are prescribed by God, and they will have your sleep or something that is brain dead, and you say that I woke up with this thing inside my balls. But God gave this to me and say that this is a recipe that we need to follow from now on, and these kind of things are happening throughout Africa, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So the image of this kind of two deities, your Christian and Islamic, are tarnished by now. And if you follow those kind of religion, you follow them because you have no choice but to follow them, because people come before you, they are following it. Your household is following it, your mother, your brother. This is what you grew up in. You have no other choices. But for us as Africans, we at least we do have our own spirituality that we can always rely to, that are not so much tarnished as the way of these other religions are so much tarnished.
Well, I will say this. I will say this. Um, what those pastors are doing there in Africa, those pastors doing right here in America. Not all of them. There's some really well-meaning pastors here in America, but But in Africa, but yeah, and I'll say this about Islam. Islam is a super peaceful faith from what I've seen. Of course,
Very much,
I've
very
never
much peaceful, man.
very peaceful, very peaceful. You go like it sounds like it sounds like the connecting with nature that you were talking about. They do some type of that when they make the pilgrimage to Mecca. Islam allowed 8th grade educated Malcolm Little to become El Hajj Malik Shabazz, better known as Malcolm X, and become one of the most profound scholars of all time, in my view. Not only that, but it's also made my brother Dominique Hen a very profound intellectual brother who serves his community beautifully. Serves our community. Christianity, I will say, if nothing else, you open up the Bible and you read the teachings of what Jesus, well, I'll say Yeshua because that was his actual name. What he is talking about is some really dope stuff. You know what I'm saying? Love your neighbor, do for your neighbor. And you know, he was pissing off the religious establishment. So that's why I say to my friend Nico, my brother Nico, who is a minister, a hardcore Christian, and I would say someone who's spiritual like you, me, I'm under construction because I believe that there's a way to live in both spaces and intertwine them. Which that's something that a lot of Christians do.
Yes, a lot of people that I know as well, they are living that way. A lot of people I'm close with, a lot of people that I grow up with as well, and grow up before me. A lot of people that grow up before me, they are doing that, and I don't see anything wrong with it as well. I'm not mad at anyone that is practicing his spirituality or his religion, as long as you have your code, as long as you live,
as long as we are on code. Yes, that's the key thing.
As long as you live by a certain standard. And man, what's happening? I see that you had signal problems.
Yeah, we were talking so much power that Satan came and knocked my system out. Crazy, man. That happens sometimes. So please forgive me if that happens again. Just keep on talking, man, and I'll be right back. I promise.
No problem.
So y'all, I wanted to talk about this. I mentioned colonial divide. It's colonial divide because it's the colonial mindset that divides us, us Africans, and makes you. Here's an example. A friend of mine, I was talking to a friend of mine, brother of mine, Sound Doc, right? He has been here in America his entire life, but he was born in Liberia. He did not come from Liberia to here until he was like 5 years old. He's been here his entire life. If you listen to him talk, if you get past the New York accent, you hear the Liberia twang in his voice. He told me that there are some Liberians who compare him to white people. I'm like, but you're from there. You're like, I believe that all us Africans, we're all the same. We're part of the same family, but you're from the actual continent. You've been here most of your life, but you are actually from the continent. So tell me this, brother. I do plan on, touching down on the beautiful grounds of the motherland one day. Tell me, percentage-wise, who's going to look at me and say, that's my brother from America, and who's going to look at me and say, there's my brother, and who's going to look at me and say, American, white person, evil white person. Him. Watch out for that American right there. Which one will I hear the majority of?
Let me just get straight to it, man. When you are
Looks like
when you come from the US and come to Africa, mainly South Africa, the percentage wise of your perception of you as an American, um, they wouldn't be. I wouldn't lie to you and say that everyone is gonna say, brother, you are African and we are all Africans. We are facing a situation as Africans here in South Africa and other African countries where we even divided as Africans as we are. We are in a situation where if you are coming from Zimbabwe and you are in South Africa, there's certain ways of discrimination that is going on. But those things are happening in a way that you just asked the question. There are people who are Google that kind of a mindset of not understanding the term of Africanism, of Africa is one. There are those borders that were created by our oppressors are still alive even today. People are embracing those borders even today. They are embracing those separations that happened. Some of our brothers now are in Cuba. Some of our brothers are full in your Brazil. As you know, that Brazil is the number one country that hosts Africa in the whole diaspora. In the whole diaspora is the number one. They have like 84,000, 84 something million of Africans who are there. That will be followed by your US and your islands, your Jamaica, your what. Even France. It's got more Africans than Haiti, more Africans than even Dominican Republic, your Jamaica, all these islands. See, we are scattered all over the world. Those separations, those borders, they still live up to date because the construction of African minds was established at that time where the oppressors started to learn about what make Africans tick, what make Africans Africans. One thing that make us Africans is the spirit of Ubuntu. What is Ubuntu? Ubuntu is the unity, the spirit of unity and humanity. This is what make us. If you try to take that away from us as Africans, there comes the gangsters, there comes truality, there comes a certain sexual exchanges, there comes people who doesn't know who they are anymore. They come people who bleach themselves and wants to be white because they took away that thing that makes us Africans, which is what our humanity, our spirit of Ubuntu as Africans. So that study of Africans paid off for the white people up until today, because even here in Africa, in South Africa, we still have cases of xenophobic attacks against other Africans who are coming from here in Africa, in countries like your Zimbabwe, your Nigeria, your Zambia, your Mauritania, your Kenya, your Somalia. So for you that is coming for all the way from America, you will be embraced obviously because you are very close to the West. You are very close to the West. You will be embraced because we grow up watching Americans, idolizing Americans, your kind of Tupacs, Will Smith, in the sitcoms. It's like we grew up with those people. So many people will embrace you and say, yeah, I'm happy to meet an American and what. But proper Africans like me will be saying, "Welcome home, my brother. Let me come and teach you how we do things. Let me take you to the rural areas and show you how where our forefathers were living, were staying." You see, so there's a lot that goes into that question. There's a lot that can come out of that question.
So from what you're saying is I will be embraced, but not for the right reasons.
No.
From I would be embraced because unfortunately, those colonized mind Africans there would have an inferior. I'm not blowing myself up by no means, but they would have
Yes,
an inferior complex to me.
yes, yes.
No, don't do that. No, I'm a child.
That's
You
the
guys just like I am. No, we
that's
in
the
this.
reality of life.
Oh my God.
That's the reality of life. It's not only happening in the USA, it's happening all over the world. They took away our sense of humanity, our sense of belonging. So now we are left now with the hope of impressing the white man every day. Black person is left with the hope of making sure that they suck up so hard to a white person that they will become their friends. I want to tell you, if you are a black person watching this episode now, in any way, in any situation where a white man will love you as a brother, that will never happen. Forget it. You will
Well,
never be a brother to a white person.
oh boy, back to the Harry Potter book stuff. Okay, so my experience with white people is a little bit different. Um,
I'm
actually, it's
glad, man.
so what?
I'm glad.
One more time. Say it one more time.
No, I'm saying I'm glad, my man. I'm glad we have a different
Yeah,
connection and friendship.
yeah. I'm not here to speak for white people. No, I'm not. But I can say that as a people whose slave enslavement and way of life was contorted and basically ruined by those who are white, for one to feel the way that you feel and have the experience that you do, that's 100% understandable. Me, on the other hand, I'm speaking as a man whose theatrical background has come from working with a lot of white people. When I was homeless a couple of years ago, white people opened up their homes to me. Didn't didn't do any crazy things while I was there either. Um,
They are
however,
one of the lucky ones.
I'll tell you something crazy. Here, I hear white people talking junk about white people more than anything.
Mm.
I hear white people talking junk about white people. I'm like, you're white, but I choose to look at it I choose to look at it from an individual standpoint, individualistic standpoint. You know, there's whites who are racist, have a colonizing mindset, want people like me to assimilate, people like us to assimilate and stuff. Them type of people I stay away from, because they
Mm.
call people like us to assimilate and take upon problems and narratives and champion them, when really it really has nothing to do with them. Um,
Mm.
Me, the white people I rock with, they just show love to me and treat me like a human being. Um, the people, the ones who I go to church with, and the ones who I share theater space with. Now, mind you, I know how to stay on code. I know how to stay on code. And when I gotta get on code with a brother or sister who is in the same space, I'm ready to get on code. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yo, my man, I'm glad you enjoy your space with white people. Um where you are, it's predominantly a place where they are more in terms of of population. So they are bound to have better things than you. They are bound to have
Privilege.
You're bound to run into you're bound to run into them every corner of the way that you go to if you are not in the ghetto or in the deep in the ghetto. If you are in the city, you're bound to run all over the place. There's white people, but yeah, the situation is different. So if I'm in Eastern Cape, I don't even see a white person. I rarely see in the shops, in town. There's no white person at all. So I grew up.
There
I
are
grew up
so
in a
many.
way.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
So I grew up like that in a way that I didn't have to be around them so much. So when it came time for me to start looking for jobs, start looking for work, I started to get around them. See, because I have to come to the urban areas to the city. So the city is like when I'm talking about the city, I'm talking about the side of Cape Town where I'm at now. The Eastern Cape is like your 500 miles from here, from where I'm at, where my homeland, where I'm coming from. So we do go there by summer holidays, December. So what I'm saying is I was not much exposed to them. So I was exposed to them in a way where they were always in a superior instant than me. It's either they are my boss, they are my teachers, they are my they are bishops at church, those kind of things. The experience that I have with white people, they are always superior than me. So you bound to grow resilient to someone that is always in a superior position than you. For you, at some point you are in the same situation, sometimes you are in the same class, you are in the same sport clubs, you are in the same, sometimes you are even better than them at some certain sport, they suck up to you. I didn't have that situation because whenever we play sport, we play against each other. We don't even see them. They play against each other as well. We don't even see them. So my situation, I have nothing really against the youth of white people that are growing up now. I think the wokeness of internet and stuff made them a little bit conscious of whatever they feel like saying. They don't really say it because the internet and Twitter make them a little bit wokish enough to understand that they are privileged. They are always in the point of privilege all the time. They understand their privilege now. So it's a little bit better. Those who I work with, because I do work with white people in where I work, and also in my jobs that I do, I work a lot with white people. I always treat them as I would treat you. I treat them with respect, and they treating me with respect. But I don't expect them to be I don't call them my brothers because I know deep down it it's all professional. It's all professional. We are all working together. It's all in a professional space. I am a professional, so I take everything professional. I love working with them because they are, some of them, they are fearless. They bring a lot of business because they are fearless. They got connections because of the privilege that they have. So I use that privilege in my own advantage as well. You see, so whatever you do, they will never be your brother, my man. They will never be your brothers.
Man, when you speaking all this power, man, they trying to shut us up, man. Yo, I'll say as far as white people goes, again, my experience with white people apparently has been vastly different from yours because I do
Yeah,
share
yeah.
friendship. I do
Mm.
share. I am very privileged and blessed to share a friendship and a brotherhood with some white people. However, I
A
do.
brotherhood.
Hmm?
A brotherhood. Wow.
Brotherhood as far in regards to friendship, friendship on the social level, and
Yeah.
brotherhood from one Christian to another.
Okay. Okay.
However, I do bear in mind, hey man, I ain't trying to slap no RBG flag on a white person. No, I'm gonna even look right.
No, man, I ain't talking about that. I don't even give a ish about that, man.
But I do bear in mind. I do bear in mind that there are a lot of us, a lot of black people who
Yeah,
ascribe to the Eurocentric way of mind, the Eurocentric
obviously.
mindset, and will sell us out like that.
Yeah, that's what's up.
AKA house Negroes, Sambos, Coons, them
Yeah,
people.
yeah. You do have those here as well, man.
Me when I hang out with when I'm with my white friends, I'm like, I'm cool until you start trying to advise me to cut my locks. We cool. We cool until you ask me to dance for you. Unless I'm in a musical. Unless I'm in a musical play.
Yeah.
We cool until you start telling me to put on a dress. We cool until you tell me to disown and disparage the traditional beliefs of my people as Africans.
Mm.
So we cool. We cool.
Yeah.
It's love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I'm glad. I'm glad, my man. So uh in whatever I say about white people, my man, it doesn't come in a position of hate. Because if you keep on hating white people, they will drag you down. You'll end up hating yourself, because there's a lot of things around you that evolve around them. You wouldn't have if you you're really saying that you want to detach yourself from white people. You will live a life of misery, because everything that is around you, it's manufactured and come in a ways of white people. So you have to work with them, or you will stay miserable forever. So I don't really
does it
hate white people, man. I don't promote hate for white people. Even in my podcast, I don't really talk about um, white people that much. Not even less. I always talk about Africans. I like to embrace Africans. You see, wherever my discussion has to do with white people, it's always in a place of love, but in a place of acknowledging the hardship that they put us on, of understanding the mind fuck that they did in our brain, always understanding uh, uh, the looting that they are still doing in Africa. My man, thousands and millions of dollars that are still looted in Africa by the white people. A thousand and thousand of minerals being looted, going out of Africa to United States, going out of Africa to China, going out of Africa to England and those European countries. Those things are manufactured and are being orchestrated by white people. So those things need to be registered in an African brother who's listening to this, that the hate that you should have towards white people is those people that are mind fucking us as Africans, who are racist, who are making sure that Africans don't amount to anything.
so that's white supremacy. So with
Yes.
every single white person that I deal with in any way, shape, or form, like the ones who are directing me in Finding Shakespeare, or the two white men who I'm going to have on my podcast next week, two friends of mine.
Mm.
I look at them and I'm like, okay, people who look like you, people who are even from your gene pool, have done astronomically horrible things to my people here and there and other
And they
places.
and they are still doing it.
Still doing it. Still doing it.
Mm.
So that's where, like I said earlier, I look at the individual. I look at the two people. One's a dude named Tanner, one's a dude named Lewis. And I ask myself, would these two, from where I know them, would they do anything like that? And right now, my answer is no. I just don't.
You don't know that, man.
So what?
You can't be sure about that statement. You are not in their brains, man. You don't even know that when we separate from you, what they are doing afterwards. So it's just a wishful thing. It's a wishful thing for you, or a thinking that probably they are not, but you don't know. You can't vouch for them.
This is true. So,
or you can.
Well, I really don't feel like I need. I don't really feel like I need to vouch for them to African brother. I really don't. I just say, all black people have their own experiences with white people. There are those of us. There's those of us who are like me, like, hey, you're my friend. There are actually elements of white culture that I enjoy. I like Starbucks. I like Barnes and Noble. I like the TV show Frasier. Anyway, so I like that. I like that stuff. I go to a church where there's a lot of white people there. There's like me who can rock the RBG, have that RBG mindset, and go do that. Yet there's also people, like I said earlier, who want to be that. There's black people who want to be that, and they want to get their skin lighter and lighter and lighter. Which if you're light skin, that's all good. But if you're bleaching your skin so you can get white, that's the problem. Trying to straighten their hair, you know what I'm saying? Please, please, someone need to do away with the perm. But trying to change themselves in a way that will make white people more comfortable. I don't do that at all. I'm like, yo, this is how I present myself. Take it or leave it. And those who take it, cool. We can sit at a table of love, yo. And it's like
That's
that.
What's up. That's what's up, my man. So let me just ask you a few questions on that on certain things.
What's up?
With regards to you mentioned that you were working with kids, mostly some of them were from Africa. Is that project still going, or you left that institution?
Due to a cut in funding, unfortunately I am no longer a part of that. Yeah, that hurt my heart. It's like God wanted me to have a full-fledged African summer last summer because I had a great episode with you. I worked with those kids. Beyonce dropped that incredible Black is King film. So last summer was African summer. But yeah, unfortunately it's not going on. But I'll tell you my last memory of those kids.
So you are not interacting anymore with them kids?
Not anymore. But let me tell you this. This was my last memory with them, right? Me, an American, North Carolina born brother, walk into a room and all those kids from Tanzania, Uganda, Congo, sorry, can't see my name, going, Mr. Q, Mr. Q, Mr. Q. Coming from those kids, man, that meant the world to me.
What's that now? Is it your phone?
That's not my phone. I think that's your phone.
It ain't my phone. Someone is trying to get into the room.
CIA, leave us alone, man. Let us podcast in peace. But yeah, unfortunately, the project has been bookended. But I still carry those kids in my heart, man. Next question.
Yeah, I don't like I don't like asking you questions. I like you to ask me questions. Like let me just ask the last one. Um, in
This
terms of
sorry, go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
in terms of relationships with Africans, as you are Africans who are away from Africa, what is the main source of connection that you think you do have to Africa as Africans who are not in Africa?
What's the main source connection to Africa from Africans who are not in Africa? Well, this is unfortunate, but dashikis, big earrings, big hoop rings, onks like this, African toothpaste for a lot of us is the main connection. Oh yeah, and African spirituality, there are people here who practice it. Now I say unfortunately because if I'm walking around with locks and a dashiki and an ankon and consider and say, okay, I'm connected to Africa now. No, you have a very low haircut. You're not wearing the
Yeah.
ankh, but you are wearing your Africanity proudly. So what I wear,
Yes.
what's going on the outside, should not be
Mm.
my connection to Africa. It should be what's going on the inside, right?
Yes. Yes. The connection should be in spirit. You see, there are certain things that Africans are unique about. There's a certain unique things that Africans have with people that are non-Africans in terms of connection to the self, knowing when the danger comes. Those instincts they cannot be taught. Those instincts you do have as Africans who are not in Africa. You know when now before you turn the corner, you can have the instinct that I'm about to get robbed, even if you don't see the people. Those are instances of being an Africans because of the way that we grew up or we used to live as Africans. We used to be hunters, so we used always be careful of dangerous animals that are around us. So even if you can't see because many of those animals used to hide themselves. Even if you cannot see it, but you can feel it. There's that instinct that we have as Africans of sensing the danger. You see, you always sense the danger. If you had ever get robbed, you would know that before you get robbed, you knew that you were gonna get robbed. It happened to me several times that I knew while I was walking that I'm gonna get robbed. I didn't even see the boys that are going to rob me. I started spreading my stuff on my wallet, spreading the money this side, the cards this side, your bank cards and stuff, and started to hide them. And it happened. It happened. I got robbed. I knew it. It was an instinct that happened to me. Sometimes when I'm gonna travel a long distance, I would feel like not traveling, and then I won't travel. You see, you would feel like something is going to happen, and then it won't. That instinct, that's the connection that you have as an African. That instinct of sensing the danger.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. I really am, man. Uh, I hope you was able to get a couple licks in. You know what I'm saying?
It was
Um,
with the it was with the gun at the back of my head, my man. So I couldn't. So I just let them took that. They just took a wallet with I think with 40 rands. So it was not a lot of money. That is equivalent to 40 cents where you are 40 rands. So it was not to 4 rands. I think to $4. Yeah, 40 rands equivalent to $4. So it was not a lot. So uh, thanks thanks to the above that I've managed to spread and protect my license, my driving license, and my bank cards and stuff. But that's the real loss when you are getting robbed, because you have to go over and over again and apply for these things. You see.
Man, like I said, I'm sorry that you had. I'm really sorry that you had experienced that. Um, and the person who was robbing you, not stereotyping or anything, but you said, but due to you saying the amount of experience that you have white people, I'm going to assume that that was a fellow, a black person who robbed you. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yes, obviously. It was a group of small it was a group of small boys. There were around five of them. The two of them that they had guns, and then the other three they had knives. But I was very calm. I said, just took whatever you want to take, and then they went away. So I kept on walking. It happens a lot here. I wouldn't say we are used to it, but it happens. There's a lot of stories that I can tell you that where people are getting robbed in front of me. Some of my family is getting robbed. It happens a lot when we are staying in the ghetto, of course. But now I've left a little bit the ghetto, so I've I'm living in a more safer place. So I haven't got robbed in the past, I would say 5 or 6 years. I haven't got robbed. So it was happening a lot when I was growing up. People just taking your money for no reason.
Hey, when you live around them white people, that's where you get a little more safer. Let's be real.
Yeah, I know, but where I'm staying, I'm around other black people, but it's a bit safer.
More civilized black people who are out making
Yeah.
their own money and don't need to rob you
Yes.
for your money.
Yes. Yeah. In the past 5 days, our former president has been jailed. He's in prison now. Yeah. We don't play.
Educate my American audience. What's going on? Why is your former president in jail?
So I
They're
just
trying to get our
released
former president in jail. But go ahead, I'm sorry. Donald
so I
Trump, go ahead.
released an episode about that, the previous episode, that that the situation of what had happened. So the guy, before he left in 2008, I should think, he formed a commission of inquiry. So the commission of inquiry just research and investigate all the suspected corruption that was happening throughout his time in the office. So he actually formed this commission. So in the past 2 years, it's been a Mickey Mouse between him and the commission. He doesn't want to go and answer to the commission, and then the commission applied to the Supreme Court that they must give him summons that he must go, and he said public that I'm not going in there. You can do whatever you want to do. So they take this issue to the Constitutional Court. So in the Constitutional Court gave a verdict that this guy is is going against the law for not going in there, and then they give him a chance to go, and then otherwise they will jail him. So in public again, he says he's not going. They must do whatever they do. So they sentenced him to 15 months in prison for not going to the commission that he started by himself. This commission. So there's a lot of stuff that is happening to the commission as well. People are being arrested with the investigations. Things are coming out. The corruption that is around in here. So now in the past few days, on Tuesday, I think he was arrested, and then people from the province or the state that is from, they started now to riot. So the riot now is what now is causing the mayor here in South Africa. In rioting, you remember what has happened to George Floyd when people are rioting, were looting the stores, Targets and stuff. So they are doing that the same thing now. Yeah, they are looting the malls. They are breaking everything in the malls. They are banning the malls. They are banning the warehouses. They are looting all over. They are banning trucks, stopping the road. So I was talking about the financial ruin that is being uh,
This
produced
is
by this
FKU
situation. So
Africa
now it's
podcast.
estimated
You're
over, I
listening
think,
to
3 or something
Maneza
billion.
F8.
The kind of mayor.
So you want a drink or something? Yeah, whiskey from rocks. You know, just the other day, I talked to this pastor, right? And this motherfucker goes saying they just gonna call the cops. No prayer, no encouragement, nothing. He just says, Adisa, I think you need some help. Yeah, that help is gonna cost me $400 and make my condition a lot worse. So God, can you do me a favor and tell your people the fuck off? Hey, yo, Dave.
What's up?
Check out this nice crib. Steve Winter's house. Really nice, right?
Who?
Steve Winters, you know, the Stigma actor.
Oh, okay.
Yo, wouldn't it be really cool to meet him one day?
I guess. Well, back to cleaning.
Hey, you missed a spot. So you go to a bank, you got the apartment, you refinance. I did that 3 months ago. You're back at the tables. I hope you kid. He finds out you've been playing cards with his money. There's no dialogue after that. Because I wanted you so much and I wanted you too much. I had my issues and you kept on saying, let's be friends. But there's only one you. Only one you. You used to bother me all the time. Give me this whole, Adisa, I love you. Adisa, I can't breathe without you. That's bullshit. You're doing just fine. Miss Stevens.
What, Bill? Ah, what's up? Something wrong with your book?
Oh, no. I thought I saw 4 kids in here a minute ago.
Yeah, troublemakers.
Right. But I saw Fareed walking up the street. And I thought that maybe with all the kids that's been missing lately, that maybe perhaps...
Bill, could you look at this for me? That's one way to get rid of him.
Adrian Dion Quarles.
Let's wrap it up, man. The signal is crazy now.
Yeah, I was about to end it, man. They're going but hey, we got the power out. We got almost 2 hours worth of power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my man. Let me just take this time before you end it, and thank you, my brother, man, for organizing this and keeping in touch for almost, we have almost a year now, even over a year, I think, of knowing each other. We never lost that connection ever since we connected. Even though sometimes we would not much interact, but I know the love is still there. I see you on the social. Sometimes you be away for a while, but I know I've always have you in the back of my head. Whatever I'm doing, the podcast, I'll always be thinking about you. And sometimes that I think that you would come to come down and touch down here in South Africa, man. I would appreciate that. But I just want to thank you and thank your listeners, man. It's been good.
I appreciate that, man. Hey, nakupenda. And yeah, so I'm going to be expecting you to take care of me when I touch down in South Africa. Introduce me to some beautiful South African women. You know what I'm saying? Take me up. Show me what mountain to climb and really get some prayer going. Yes, I'm putting that all in your hands, sir.
No doubt, man. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
If you ever come here to America, make sure to bring your gun, bring your bulletproof vest. If you have a Bible, make sure to bring that with you too.
Peace, my man.
God be with you, man. Great talking to you. Thanks again, man. Peace to you as well. And that, my friends, has been ADQ's Renaissance. And I think it'll be another episode of FKU Africa. So, yes, we are two kings. Yeah. We are two kings. Yeah. I mean, the richest men. The richest men in Kemet. Peace.
Power, my man. Bye.
Peace and power.